moving on, let's try this one. The chair. Oh, rather the table. It's gonna be following the same principles as our um, chair drawing. Now, what we want to do now is establish a base that has a similar proportion to this table right here. So meaning, um, if you were to draw this, you can't draw a plane that's gonna be like this. It's too square. You want to make something that's more elongated, something that's more rectangular. It doesn't have to be again too exact, 100% accurate, but at least it has to be similar. Meaning, again, it has to be rectangular. All right. And then from here, what we could do is, well, okay, let's move up once again. And by the way, the proportions again, or no, not the proportions, but rather the vanishing points. I'm not really exactly copying where it goes, but it's similar. Okay, so that's what's really important. That it's close again. Doesn't have to be 100% accurate. So from here, okay. Now looking at this, my problem here is this is a bit too. I think we can squeeze it like this, and maybe lengthen this. Of course, when I'm doing this, what do you call this traditionally, I will be erasing this. But since I'm I'm doing this in Photoshop to make things faster, I will take advantage of that once in a while. So once again, fixing the proportions, and then from here, let's create a base that will be used for the table. And I think I need to make this a bit longer, like so. And then, yep, this looks good. Now you can double check by looking at your work from afar. Now here I can already see that this line right here and then this line right here will not probably meet. So I have to adjust one line. So probably I'd move this to a closer angle to the other plane on the right side, like this, and there. And from here, we're going to be following the same principle from the chair. We will be extending the top base using the X method, and then we are going to be extending outwards like so. All right, so let's apply it here, and then let's move out following the same angle. Not close. Yep, this one's good. All right, now we can just choose an arbitrary length for our extension. So maybe it goes all the way here. I think that's a good distance. And right here, maybe like this. No, it's too narrow. I think maybe like this one. Yeah, I think that looks right. Then what's left is for me to connect this point to this point right here. Yeah, I think that's good. That's good enough for now. We can adjust things later when we are gonna be fleshing out this table right here. And so we're gonna be following the same thing here. We are gonna create corners, for the base of our chair, or table rather. But yeah, we're just gonna make it squarish. Don't have to exactly follow the proportions there. So let's move up, that, move up, move up, move up. And then from here, we're gonna add this connecting area underneath. Now let's add this part here, and let's use a different color. You can also do this so you won't get confused by all the overlaps that are happening in your construction lines. So once again, proportion wise, you have to go halfway, below halfway. So as you can see, this base here is is at the bottom of of is at the bottom half of the base. So if this is my drawing, right? So I have to choose an area somewhere around here. I can't go up here. I have to go this way, at least. So once again, I'm not asking it to be super duper precise, but again, common sense entails that visually looking at it, well, it's located at the bottom half of your base or legs. So what I'm going to do here is, well, I'm going to create a division here, like so. So I'm going all around the corners. Essentially, I'm creating a second level for for my blade for my base right here. And then from here, I would extend. Let's move let's move this up slightly. Okay? Then from here, let's extend this here, and then from here, extend this all the way down here. And then from here, let's give it volume. Once again, give it volume here. So once again, I'm drawing from the inside out. So I know how this vertical column here, or this horizontal beam, I know how it's going to be attached to this vertical column. And then afterwards, let's deal with this, the divisions, or it's almost like a slit. I don't know how these are called, but let's deal with them next. Okay, now, um, so what we're gonna do here, imagine, well, this is the top view of this horizontal beam, all right? Then we're gonna create a plane right in the middle of this vertical plane, or of this horizontal beam. So from here, I will choose maybe this area here, maybe like this. Mm, let's see. All right, so maybe let's choose this area here. All right, then let's move it here, and then let's just estimate. Okay, there's a method here to make it super accurate, wherein you can recreate this distance here to the other side. I will teach you that method when we are doing a face-to-face class. And right now, since we are dealing with a lot of construction concepts, I think adding more would be would be more confusing right now. So let's reserve that to a later date. So right now, I'm just creating a plane. Okay, then from here I will plan to divide this into a series of slits. Now, now thinking about it, as I see it here, so there's one, two, three, four, five, six slits. Okay, so what we could do is we could divide this into six, so we can just estimate for now. Okay, so again, there's an accurate way to do this, but right now, since this is merely the first week, I'm not gonna overwhelm you guys with so much conceptual stuff. So for now, let's divide this like this. Maybe let's see how many we can fit. One, two, three. All right, so only four. That's okay. Four, four panels. So let's extend this here, and extend it here. So essentially, what I'm doing is I'm creating the spacing from the side, and then from there I will extend the form. So that way, before I add the volume or the form to the beams, I know that the spacing and the proportion is correct. And there we go. And from here, what we are going to do next is, well, we are going to flesh all these out again. So once again, I am turning down the opacity. So in order to emulate this, you could use your eraser, a kneaded eraser, to lightly remove the colored pencil sketch that you have. And then once again, we are gonna draw on top. So once again, we are gonna be finishing finishing up the forms. And again, this is always gonna be our way of doing these drawings. They're always gonna be colored pencils underneath, and then graphite pencils on top. So here we're gonna give this volume here, and from here move down, and then let's double check this line. Maybe move it a bit. I think this is right. And from here, we're just gonna clean up the lines that we feel like is needed. So here, then let's just show the front portion of this beam, and another tip, guys, is you take your time at this stage. Make sure that you are fairly confident that you got the construction right. So when you do the cleanup like this, it will be a breeze. It will be a lot easier, and you you will less likely to commit errors if you spend a good amount of time checking your construction and checking your um, converging lines and all that. Okay, and then let's turn down the opacity once again, and then let's just remove some lines that will make things a bit confusing for the viewer. And let's clean up this connection right here, like so. And then here, based from what we're seeing right now, we don't need to show the bottom portion of the plane. So this is the important part, why we always need to draw even the things that we're not seeing at the front, because otherwise you would probably show the other leg here. But right now, you are confident that you don't need to show that other leg that's placed here because you've constructed this leg before we added the structure underneath the table. So you have less time double checking your work and you can be more confident that what you did is the right thing. Alright, and then afterwards, let's just add some shading. Simple shading to show where things go. And let's see, let's double check. I think I forgot some side planes here for this area. Here also. Alright, there. So now we have the table, and then previously we had the chair. Now these are gonna be the things that you'll be doing for your plate, and I will also add more examples. No, I'll add I will also add more stuff for you guys to draw, so you can just check Big Sky to see the proper um, plate materials that you will be drawing, but the methodology, technique uh, will be like this. So always use a colored pencil for your structure underneath, and then a black or a graphite pencil on top with just a simple shading to show, well, the forms properly. Right now, if you have more questions regarding this, you can just post your stuff. You can ask me on Discord, and hopefully when I get back um, on the weekend, I could address those comments. But yeah, I'll be posting um, the plate details on Big Sky. All right, so thank you guys for listening and for watching the demo. Hope you learned a lot. So guys, I will know if you didn't watch this thoroughly. I will see in your work if you really took your time to understand and watch these real-time demonstrations. I will see it in your work when we see each other next week. So guys, kindly watch this. You take your time since I won't be here, but you have the whole morning of our scheduled time to watch this. So there's no excuse for you guys to not properly follow the method that we're going to be using to create the plates. All right, so guys, again, thanks again, and see you next week for our face-to-face classes finally. All right, bye-bye.